Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. So I'm trying to make more of an effort to be active on YouTube, but unfortunately today time has escaped me and I've only got a little bit of time left. So I thought I would make a quick video talking about and giving a mini tutorial on how I use pitch shifters in order to make like doing covers and jamming to different songs in various tunings a lot easier. So I spend a lot of time playing to covers. It's kind of my way of practicing technique on the guitar. I've never been very good at sitting in a quiet room with a metronome playing and just it drives me insane, basically. So doing covers and playing to actual music was a good way for me to sink crazy hours into the guitar without wanting to blow my brains out, basically. So the way I used to do it, in order to accommodate needing to be in all these different tunings to play along to all these different bands, is I would pitch the original song into the tuning of my guitar. So say, for example, my guitar's set up in, you know, drop C, and I want to play to Breach the Void or something, who are in drop B. I would take the original song and pitch it up one semitone, so I would then be in the correct tuning and then play to that. However, that starts to be a bit of a ball ache when you go on to pitching more than 2 semitones. So I actually have a video on my YouTube channel where I played to the Chain Heart Machine by Soilwork, and it was pitched by, I think, 3 semitones, and it gets to the point where the singer starts to sound like a chipmunk, basically. So it's not ideal, it's just a solution so you can play to a lot of different bands without having to physically retune your guitar. And this is where Pitchshifters has come in to help me out a lot. So basically, instead of pitching the original song to my guitar's tuning, I now pitch my guitar to the song's tuning. So there's a couple of pros and cons to using a pitch shifter. The main pro is that it's really, really fast. Literally, at the push of a button, you can go from that tuning to, you know, over a half an octave lower at the push of a button. So yeah, it's really, really fast, and especially as I'm streaming on Twitch a little bit recently, it's great to be able to change tunings in, you know, literally just a couple of seconds. However, a con is that the lower you go, the more it will destroy your tone, basically, and introduce all these artifacts and, like, slightly warbling effects and stuff. So you can't really use it, or I'm not going to say you can't use it. You can if you want to, but I would recommend not using it for like a final album recording or anything like that. But for just doing covers or practicing where it's not quite so serious, I think is a really good thing to use. So some of the people who have watched my YouTube videos or Twitch streams have noticed me using this and have wanted to do it themselves, which is really cool. But a couple of people run into problems with latency as they were using the pitch shifter. So part of why I wanted to make this video is to have just a single place I can refer them to that explains how to use it, not necessarily correctly, but use it in the same way that I do. So first of all, we have to establish the difference between a pitch shifter that was intended for live playing and a pitch shifter that's intended for processing audio. So the reason why you get this artifacting and warbling sound when you tune really low on the live pitch shifters is because the algorithm is designed with low latency in mind. Whereas on the other hand, ones that are designed for, like, say, an electronic musician who has a sample in the wrong key and they need to pitch it, you know, they would apply the effect and then rebounce out the audio. So as a result, the algorithm's really good and non-destructive to the audio, but you can't use it to play live because it's obviously has high latency. So on my time that I've spent researching the different plugins, I found 2 that I think work really well, and I actually use them both. I have 2 installations of Windows, and on my main one with Cubase, I use the Waves Stomp plugin, and I'll put a picture of it here so you can see what it looks like. That's essentially like an octaver pedal, but what you can do is set the mix to 100%, mute the second octave, and then the knob on the left is controlled in cents. So if you want to drop down a single semitone, you can go minus 100 cents, 200, or, you know, plus, and so forth. So that one's a really good one. And the other one that I'm using right now, is in the TH3 Guitar Suite, if you will. It's kind of like another version of Revolver. There is a plugin in that called Pitcher, which works exactly the same, and I'll put a picture of that here. And that's really easy. You just turn it on and drag the number of semitones that you want. Okay, so I'll just show you how to set it up really quickly in your DAW. It's super easy, and it will be the same process whether you're using the Waves Stomp one or the TH3 one. So this is kind of my secondary guitar tone that I have. I use it for streaming. It's not my main Cubase one. This is more like a lightweight one. So I've got a tube screamer going into Revolver, then 3 EQs, I know, and then it goes into a compressor and a tiny bit of mastering EQ on the end. So what you want to do with the pitch shifter is you want it to be the very first thing that your DI hits. It's going to go DI straight into the pitch shifter, then you're going to amp it like a regular guitar tone. You don't want to amp your tone first and then pitch it after. It's going to sound weird. It will sound best if you do it this way. So at the very top, the very first thing I go into, I've got a copy of TH3 open. I just go to pitch. You've got pitch shift here. You just drag it in and that's it. I've got nothing else on here, and it won't affect your tone just by running through it with no plugins in there. So when I want to pitch something, it's literally as simple as picking how many semitones you want to go. So say I want to tune down 5 semitones. I'll go from this. Press the on button. And it's as simple as that. Dead easy, right? So, I hope this has been helpful to some of you. If I've not explained anything right, or you need clarification on something, just let me know. I'll try my best to help you out. And I hope it's been informative for you. Take it easy, guys. All the best.